so in this one we do have the kit details for Legends Unlimited Zenkai LF Dragon Ball Z Trunks. I think this is a very anticipated Zenkai for a lot of players, though I think a lot of people were actually expecting Puddle to Zenkai because he already has a plat and or tag droids or whatever, but this is a Zenkai that would be very good to the game right now, as I would say purples are on the decline, right? Old Tan G4 aren't really that seen because all the strong yellows. This guy could go with Maj Vegeta, which is a very top tier #1 character, so things could be on the up and up. From what we've seen just prior to even anything I'm going to read here, we have seen that he gets cover null, 5 counts on his entry, I believe it is, and he has 3 ultimates he could gain. 2 off the green cards, which was prior, it was 1 off the green card, and then as well as that, 1 more on the main. Fun fact with his guess green card, half the cup pen is on his green card he gets in his kit, then the other half is on main, so his peak damage would be the main ultimate if you were going to do an ultimate with this character, but nonetheless does Zenkai off green hybrids as well. So let's read Zenkai ability. You can see on the top here, draw the ultimate arts card next, gets health back 30%, gets ki by 50, goes neutral 10 counts. He already had that, 50% ult damage inflicted. He does have 30% cup pen as well, as he does have cover null for 5 counts on that main ability. Cool. Does extra damage to Frieza Force. He does 110% damage inflicted, cannot be canceled. You can see that 70% cannot be canceled. Key recovery 50% cannot be canceled. That is all modern. 110%, 70%, and then key recovery there. Then, Following occur when faced with an enemy. Restores ki by 30, 20% damage inflicted for the entire counts there. Minus 3 to own strike art, or rather overall arts cost for 5 timer counts. He has also debuffing critical rate for 10 timer counts there to all enemies. And then applies on effect itself every time this character uses a strike or blast arts card. He does have a ramp up. He had this in his pre-Zenkai. Now he's going to have it in Zenkai. He only draws 1 new card that is, I believe, old. Activates twice. That resets every time he comes in and out. And then 20% damage inflicted cannot be canceled. Activates 3 times. So he has a ramp up of 20% damage inflicted, 20, 40, 60. He's going to be at 170% damage inflicted. When he swaps in, he will be at 190 because 20% damage inflicted there. So that's also a good number to just be starting at 190 essentially after 3 cards. Is very nice for the entire match. Then the number 2 here does have a blast cover change. Fun fact, you see up there. Then he does applies fun effects every time. Wait, when enemy switch characters, while characters on the battlefield, he does gain. Nullifies own field only factors for defensiveness. So he goes defense neutral 5 timer counts when they swap. Short ally swap count by 2. Inflicts enemy action dynamically plus rather minus 20% to special move and ultimate and awaken arts power. Okay, sure, debuffing those big move powers, and also debuffing the current enemy's health restore 15 timer counts as well. Fun effects occur when enemy tag switches while his character is on a battlefield. 25% damage inflicted against PO cannot be canceled. Activates once. Reduces enemy ki by 40. Randomly draws one, or rather randomly destroys 1 enemy card. Also seals enemies blues and greens when an enemy that is both PO and Android tag switches. Those cards cannot be used for 50 timer counts. People thought this would be more lenient to this PO Android thing. They thought they'd be like just PO or just Android or just make it future in general. No, they didn't. They don't want to be lenient on that. There, unfortunately, they said very hard restriction. But that's not the worst unique in the world. These are his newest uniques, right? Not just touched up on, but new things going on here. Focus card when his character is switched to standby. Restores health by 10%. Short O sub by 2. Activates 3 times. 10% damage inflicted by allies, including himself, because it would say excluding, up to 20%. So I said 190 after 3 cards. Now he's at 210 at peak damage inflicted so far. Once again, his cup pen is split. Main ability is cup pen. Green card is cup pen. So it's 30% and 20%. So he will have cup pen throughout the match as well, just via those cards there. Applies on effect self. Wait. Yeah, to enemy when they are performing a vanishing step while his character is on the battlefield. He destroys 1 card and minus card draw speed for 5 timer counts. Sure. And then Fly Effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. 25% key recovery, 10 timer counts there. Gets card draw speed, 10 timer counts. Randomly destroys 1 enemy card. And also inflicts enemy action downgrade minus 50% to arts power for their strikes and blasts. So he debuffs all arts power essentially. Ultimate, blues, strike, blast, literally everything. Which is pretty nice. And applies on effect itself when this character uses an arts card activates once. He does gain, as you can see here, cover null for 5 timer counts, as well as immunity to key reduction for 5 timer counts. That is something that Mai is actually doing right now. Goku Black has key reduction as well as card destruction, so Trunks is immune to half that there. Again, for 5 timer counts, you are intended to just spam strikes. You're not intended to sidestep. You are intended to just spam, get his ramp up, get him done, get him peaked, that's it. Spam, and then swap out after that spam's done. That's really what this character's meant for. Again, he does have a triple ultimate. You won't see it here because it's on the green card, right? He does draw an ultimate on his green multiple times now. Does Zenkai buff again, green hybrid Saiyans there, so he is like Ultra Gohan buff, or maybe part 2 is some Beast Gohan yet again for a 3rd year in a row near Legends Fest area. We will see, but for what I can read here, listen, what I want with this guy, what everyone wanted for like a GB type character, and this is a GB type character, is give him cover null, let them retain their ramp up. He already retained his ramp up. GB already retained his ramp up. So this guy having a retainable ramp up and is easier to get. Just, again, what is it, 3 cards here we saw? I believe it was, which, yet again, if we were to say 3 cards is a pretty good ramp up to get your peak damage, that is very nice, especially because we have really long combo characters that do infinity cards. This guy could easily get 3 cards off and be fine. I do wish it was more like, oh yeah, just strike cards, but yeah, he will draw random cards from time to time. But yeah, 20% damage inflicted there, activates 3 times. That's his ramp up. And it's just strike or blast cards. It's very easy to do. It's not going to be a struggle for him. So I would say he's competent. There's not much here that really tells me what's going to happen, the full story of him. You know, with CMZ and Kid Buu, I think there was more of a thing you could see, like Kid Buu getting so much vanish back and debuffing and lowering ally sub count and having endurance. Like, you could see, like, a lot in Kid Buu's kit on the reading. And CMZ, you could see, like, he was a brute. Like, he was going to hit you hard real fast, and that was kind of what you're going to do. Trunks, I would say on his 2nd entry, by, like, maybe even the 3rd entry, he would be at his ideal. You're probably going to do an ultimate by accident by just drawing a green card inherently. You're just not going to waste the ultimate, so you're going to throw the ultimate. Ultimates right now aren't the greatest thing in the world. A lot of characters, the newest 2 characters of Vegito and Rose, do debuff the ultimate effects of Nullify Endurance and just cancels a lot of stuff going on with them. So there's competency. Maybe there's more going on. I'm not too overwhelmed, underwhelmed. This is what I cared for. This character got, you know, he can do something. He can ramp up and he has cover null. You know, that's it. That's all he needed. Now, will it be enough right now? Who knows? We will see. I assume he would be top 10. That 8 through 10 threshold really is some fuzzy stuff right now. And this guy having, again, MV as a perfect partner, you would assume, yeah, he's going to be in a pretty good spot. Though you could run with Goku Black if you're really feeling optimistic about that guy right now, which I know most people are not. But I'm all right with this. I won't know much else until we actually see him in game, to be real with you, because there's just not enough here to kind of just scale this. If he ramps up well with good stats, sure, that'll be great. But if he doesn't, you know, we will see what does happen. But in general sense, hybrids need a buff. I know people don't like hybrids, but hybrids did need a buff. They don't really have the 3rd. Right now, you could run a green, green, red. Matter of fact, I'm going to, with it being Gotenks, Ultra Gohan, and Trunks, and maybe that'll be good enough. Maybe it'll be competent. Maybe things will go well, because you could just kind of sack off Trunks early at some point. Do 2 or 3 ultimates, okay, boom, Trunks can die, Gotenks can be 2nd man, then obviously Gohan last man standing. Again, purples are not that scene right now. Overall, what do I think of his kit? I'm pretty satisfied. Again, not overwhelmed, underwhelmed, just satisfied. So in the middle, we shall see with the stats what they become. Someone should actually comment them, and then I can pin them for you there. What do I think of them? I'll see you guys in the next one.